See, I want to point out some wild discrepancies that's characterizing this age so heavily, like dominating this whole time period that we in. One of the things is we under a fake new age. There was a real one. The whole 2012 paradigm shift. Welcome to 4D, welcome to 5D, law of attraction, believing and receiving. All of these things that were at that time commonly held on the backs of Jesus's teachings. To anyone who believes receives, anyone who acts believing that they received it, they shall have it. That was the real new age. It was about doing things in a new way, under a new eon. But now, at the same time, we had a counterfeit new age that you can see is just rearing its ugly head now. And it was probably there the whole time, but now it's just exasperated. It's metastasized. It is just, it is out. It's just straight up pandemonium. It's straight up pandemonium. The new age, the new age is really a number. And it's zero. Yeah, the new age is actually a number. And that number is zero. They don't want us to even be born to establish ourselves in this new way. We're not even being allowed to build a real foundation. You don't even have jobs lasting 15 and 20 years anymore like that. Real careers without major company changes, major departmental changes, major corporate restructurings taking place. No, we're still zero. Still in the womb, still underwater, still in the dark, still attached by the umbilical cord, still something attaching our core, attaching our soul, our core, plugging us into a false environment before going into another false environment. We're in a false environment inside of a false environment, and they want us to be zero. The dark forces, the haters, you could call them the devils, whatever you want to call them. They want us to be zero. You understand? And zero is a place of not being born yet, but it's in the womb. They want us fetal. They don't want us to be infant, baby, toddler, child, adolescent, teen, adult, young adults. They don't want us to grow. So what is characteristic of being zero? It's pointing to very inexperienced, just not at all ready for the world that you coming into. Almost like you were really born for the first time in 2020, when really by the time the 2020s came around, you may have been in your 30s, 40s, and 50s by then, 60s by now. But you might as well be zero all over again, because you're so out of touch with how the new world actually works and what's actually happening versus what used to happen. You're not updated on any of the new terminologies. You're not updated on what's at the cutting edge of education. You just have your head in the sand, and you think that your home or your community is the only world that really exists. And while you're not supposed to be chasing this and that, because they like to write us off as that, I'm not into what's going on in the world. Well, you living on the planet, you need to find out a little bit of what's going on in the world sometimes, because this is the world you on physically. So that doesn't even sound smart. No, we're not chasing fads. We're not jumping up in your face saying this celebrity did this celebrity did that. We're not in the tabloids. But we do have to highlight it when we see certain patterns, when we see a new age, when we see couples not lasting. The ink ain't even drying on the marriage certificate before the divorce is already drawn up. That's from couples going into a relationship being 0 years old. That's what happens. When you mature, you don't break up next week. When the first time y'all got together was last month. You're not doing all this breakup to make up reality TV. You're not trying to be like the fallen stars. You're not at a new age. You're at a seasoned age. You're at ripe age. You're at the right age, at the right time, the right eon. You're not a part of this. And a child shall lead them. Immaturity. You being led by just a diaper smothering generation. And I'm not talking about any particular group. The generation, just whoever subscribes to trying to hold you back in a way that's powerless in any way, shape, or form, not allowing new thought in any way, shape, or form. These are the new agers that want you to remain 0 years old. Another problem that this compounds on is entertainment collapsing. Through what? Acts of sabotage. Yeah, we gotta face it. Entertainment all around us is falling apart. Whether it's just lack of entertainment value, poor writing, poor acting, scandals with missing actors and missing actresses, right? You got a lot of that stuff going out, a lot of that kind of information going out. But either way, entertainment being put on a hold, and the incentive programs and everything being more aggressive on the social media front, because they're looking on the earth to see where all the stars fell. Because the ones that were praised, the idols praised up high, they're on the ground level. They had to get channels. So they're right on the ground level with you. So entertainment has collapsed. And when you're 0 years old, I'm sorry, you're going to be pushed into a world that doesn't exist. You're going from one fake environment to an even faker environment. Now you're going to be unplugged from the womb just to go into a whole nother womb with a whole nother simulation. Umbilical cord being around your brain, being around your mind, your thoughts, being around your preconceived notions, being around your cultural upbringing, if it was at all disenfranchising and limiting. You might still be running around with the slave narrative when your narrative really connects to ownership. You might be part of the sovereigns. Your brown people might have been on the turf already when the boats were coming, bringing other people from other places, right? But this is all part of being 0 years old when you don't care to know these things. It's like saying, I don't want to be born into this world, so I'm not going to try to find out anything about it. I don't care what's going on about it. Well, it's affecting you. And you're going to be an ostrich with your head in the sand, because the thing about being 0 years old, nobody cares if you're sorry. In fact, those are the people that are getting knocked off and knocked out the way first. You want to find a sure way to get out of here and not be effective and just leave disgracefully, not leaving your mark, not being effective? Go ahead and be sorry. They called it the apologetic movement, and they were connected to a lot of martyrdoms in earlier time periods of history. The apologetics, the apologists, yeah, they were being killed off like flies because being sorry, not the same thing as making a mistake, not the same thing as saying I apologize. No, being sorry is like an admission of ignorance to like the highest level. Like, you know what, I've been so ignorant, therefore I'm sorry. Yeah, you deserve to be sorry if you're ignorant. If you're unlearned, you don't need to be sorry if you're unlearned. If you're unlearned, you just need to be apologetic and open-minded and curious, of course. But watch out for those who are quick to be sorry, because they're really ignorant. Not unlearned, but ignorant. They have a tendency to ignore the truth. This is why they end up sorry. What they say, better safe than sorry. And you think that being sorry will save you. No, they said better safe then sorry. Because to be sorry is not being safe, but you don't understand that if you're still zero.